Hey guys, welcome back. We're doing another day in the shop today. We're doing something I've wanted to do for a minute, but I really haven't had a real solid reason to do it until now. As you guys know, I partnered with Yankum ropes. You can get a discount on these for, I think it's 10% off if you use code REDSANDS. But that leads me to what we're doing. If you have a Turbo R, at least a Polaris Turbo R, and you have the Yankum rope, a kinetic rope to try and remove stuck vehicles, you probably know that there's not really any good places to hook this to try and pull stuff out. You could go to this I think it's a D pillar at this point on the car, but your soft shackle will slide and get into some of your tubing. You really shouldn't go down to your radius rods. You could go through this radius rod plate, but it's not really made for it. And so because of that, we got us one of these from FastLab UTV. What this is this is a radius rod plate that has a hitch built into it, which allows us to use a hitch block that we can then loop our, it's gonna be a second to get it. Soft shackle through. Before we mount this up, I want to go through it real quick. If you look at this, it's about a 1/4 inch plate. It's going to replace that radius rod plate that's down there. And then it has these flanges that come off of the channel that we are using for putting the hitch in. That spreads the load out for when you are pulling. It spreads it all the way across the plate. The other thing that's nice about this is that they have these cross-section additions here. What these do is they increase the cross-section of this plate to prevent it from bending this way or this way without having to actually increase the thickness of this plate. It's been pretty well engineered. The other thing that I'm really excited about for this particular FastLab plate is this big opening right here. It'll allow you to get to your differential cover, or I'm sorry, your differential plug quicker than this one down here. If you've had one of these, you know it's kind of a pain to get to the diff plug. See, it's kind of tucked back in there. If you put this on there, it opens up the space for that a lot more. You can access a lot more easily that diff plug. Okay, first thing we got to do is we got to take this rear fascia off. There's 4 bolts on it. They're T45 Torx. I'm sorry, T40 Torx. We're just going to buzz those out. Yep. Cool, got those out of the way. Save those for later. Okay, these are a 21mm socket on the outside. They're also 21 on the nuts on the back side. And all we're gonna do is zip these off. Okay, all 4 nuts. Radius rod plate comes out. Next thing we got to do, pull this heat shield off and transfer it over to the FastLab hitch. One there, one here. All right, it's simple enough. Put that through. There's that. Then there's that. Okay, now we're ready to put these back together. So we're gonna take one of our bolts, make sure we got the washer on it. We're gonna start with the upper radius rods so that we can slide the bottom ones in up afterwards. So we got upper radius rod for this one. Push that through. A little more position here. Maybe I'm just gonna pull it through with the threads. Not advised, but we're doing it. All right, next piece we got is these bottom radius rods. Feed that up, get it aligned. Okay, it's got to come back in on that same side.
You're there.
Okay, we're closer. There it goes through. Now the last one. Let's see how far out we are on that one. Pretty far. I'm gonna go pull the bottom over on that tire. Hopefully not too far. Oh, looks pretty good. There's that. And the nut on the back side. Parking brakes off. Open back. Okay, so the torque for these is actually a torque angle. If you look it up for Polaris specs, it's 52 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. That's actually fairly common for these kind of bolts. I don't know why torque angle is what they use versus just taking them to a torque spec, but it is what it is. So anyways, we're gonna start with this passenger side top one. So first thing I'm gonna do is make sure that that is pulling all the way out to the extended. So we extend that radius rod. Then I'm gonna grab in here on the back side of the bolt. This torque wrench is already set to 52 foot-pounds. So you hear that, we got it. Okay, so now we gotta go 90. So all we gotta do is take this from here, because right now it's pointing to 3 o'clock, down to 6 o'clock, and that'll be our 90. There we go. That's that one done. Now let's do the other one. There's our 90. Last piece, if you remember, throw this back up. Just like everything else, we're just going to get everything started before we run anything home. So that's started. Oh, there's a little cross thread. Get a reset. That one started. That one started. Okay, and on this last one, we'll run it in and we'll tighten up the rest of them. That. Boom. That's it. Now we got a hitch installed. As you can see, I pointed out before, we have much better access to our differential drain plug. The other benefit why we really did all this, if you remember right, so now we can throw this in right here and put this clip on, and now we have a very solid, very secure point for our Yankum rope to attach to our machine when we're using kinetic energy to recover vehicles or pull things. So let's go test it. Okay, this is not a scientific test again, but we have Freightliner here. This thing weighs about 20,000 pounds. And we have my machine here, which, just for reference, I literally just took this across the scale. It was 2,547 pounds, right? Okay, so we've got this hooked up. We have our hitch hooked with our hitch block, soft shackle into our 5/8 Viper Yankum rope. That's coming over here to another soft shackle and hooked to the frame point on this machine. This is not trying to get something unstuck. This truck is in neutral. I'm just trying to see if I can get 20,000 pounds of dead weight moving with kinetic rope, and I've probably about, what, 2,700 pounds with me in it now. So let's try it out. All right, we'll give it a little tug.
Keep moving, keep moving.
Nice.
I think you can do it louder.
All right, so that wasn't enough. We did go back and weigh that truck. That truck weighed like 20,000 pounds, right on the money. We decided to step it up. We're gonna try and pull an L90. So we just ran this across the scales. 34,980 pounds is what it weighed. When we ran this across, it was 2,547 pounds. So this is less than 1/10 of the weight of that. We're gonna see if we can move it. Yes, it's on wheels. Yes, it's not stuck. It's still an insane weight difference. So let's see if it works.
Hit the brakes, hit the brakes.
All in all, very impressed with the Yankum rope. Remember, you can get these at yankum.com. Use code REDSANDS for a discount. Also, super impressed with this Fast Lab hitch. Again, not stuck, but you did see I can burn the tires pulling 30,000 pounds, and this
35.
35,000 pounds. And this all stayed together flawlessly. So I think we're ready. We can probably yank out anything this size. I don't think we'd have any issues with it. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.